Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will be discussing the long answer type questions, of our NCERT. Beyond that, in our next lectures, we'll also be solving the numerical questions. I guess 45-46 questions have been given. We'll be solving them separately. Let's look at the long answer type questions. Long answer questions. In our previous video, we solved the short answer questions. Now, long answer questions. The first long answer question is, what is partnership and what are its chief characteristics? Explain. Let's write it down. Long answer questions. The first one, what is partnership and its characteristics? So let's write down partnership. As per section 4 of the Indian Partnership Act, (1932). Students, why do we call it Indian Partnership Act 1932 and not just the Partnership Act 1932? Because this act was made by the Britishers, We got independence in 1947. That means this act was made by Britishers. And they also had an act similar to this in their home, In United Kingdoms they had. So just to differentiate it, all the acts which were made by Britishers before independence have the word Indian written to it, and we always begin any act with the word the. Do remember all this, So, as per the section 4 of the Indian Partnership Act 1932, what is it? Partnership is an agreement. Agreement between who? Between two or more persons. Between two or more persons who have agreed to share the profits and losses of the business. Who have agreed to share the profits and losses of a business that will be carried on by all. Or any of them acting for all. It's not the business, it's a business. So this is the definition. This definition is provided by the section 4 of the Indian Partnership Act 1932. Now, we also had to write the characteristics of partnership. So, let's write it down. Important characteristics of partnership. First important characteristics, two or more persons, So, partnership is an agreement between two or more persons. So, minimum 2, maximum. Now, there is a problem in this maximum number, Most of the students get confused. What is the maximum number? Do remember the NCERT which we have studied? it's not updated, the maximum number has changed. So that was the reason I did not tell you before that we have a question like this here. Let's write it down. Minimum number, there is no problem. Minimum number of partners, 2. But for maximum, do remember it is 50. Now why 50? Okay. Now I am going to write down the explanation here. Explanation of this 50. All this thing is not required for exam. In exam, you just have to write down these two things in a sentence form. That will be more than sufficient. But this explanation you should know. As per the Partnership Act, there is no maximum limit. So all of you do remember what you have to remember, that minimum 2, maximum 50. Now why maximum? Because the Partnership Act 1932 has not set any maximum limit. But the Rule 10 of the Companies Incorporation Rules 2014 has mentioned that maximum 50 partners can be there in a firm. Okay. Now you have to remember this. Second characteristic that we have to remember. Second characteristic is partnership deed. Partnership should be backed up. So, The partnership should be backed up by an agreement. Now, this agreement can be either in oral or written form. The written form agreement is called partnership deed. The third characteristic is business. You cannot do it partnership for a charity. Okay, it should be formed to carry out a legal business. So, no illegal, no smuggling, no extortion, no murder type of business we can start, and it has to be a business, no charity, no social service. Okay. So, profit and loss should be distributed amongst the partners in their profit sharing ratio. If in absence of a partnership deed, profit sharing ratio will be equal. Okay, 4. Now 2 more. First one is important one. This thing I have not taught you before. Now let's write it down. Each partner is liable for firm's liability. See, liability for partnership firm is unlimited. In fact, each partner is unlimitedly liable for firm's liabilities. Okay. And the last, mutual agency. Okay. The last one. So, we read in the definition, partnership can be carried on by all partners or any one of them acting for all. Okay. So, partnership can be carried on by all or any one of them acting for all of. So, this has a principal agent relationship amongst the partners. Okay. So each partner is an agent of the other partners and he binds the other partners by his or her acts. In fact, in turn is bound by other partners' acts as well. So these are the 6 characteristics, essential characteristics of the partnership. Now, the second question we'll be doing in the next video.